Cruiseman here, and I am getting ready to head out with Dale. I thought you were going to hook up your camera.
I've got it with me. It's ready to go.
Oh, okay.
I tried to use it yesterday and it worked.
Okay, good.
I will have to stop as soon as the daylight comes up, put my sunglasses on.
Okay. We're getting ready to head out of town. I'm heading to Tennessee eventually. I'll be in Mississippi tonight. Dale is just going along for part of the ride, and then he's going to turn around and come home.
So the worst part of the ride today is we have to get out of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex.
I just turned 7,000 miles. That's pretty pitiful.
7,000?
Yeah.
Have you done your oil change yet?
Oh, yeah. Are you kidding? I've done 2 of them.
So our planned route today is to take 635 out of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, where we'll eventually hit Highway 80 and then Interstate 20, and from there we'll head straight to Louisiana, and I'll basically take I-20 the rest of the way.
I'm at 13,300 miles.
Wow.
And it'll be a year old next month.
Really?
And it was in the shop for 2. Now, when we get to Monroe, Louisiana, I'm going to head north and continue on to Clinton, Arkansas, which is up near Little Rock.
Oh, you're going that far?
500 miles plus today.
Wow. We've been pretty lucky with the weather so far. So Dale and I just got done filling up the gas, and looks like we've come about 170 miles, and we, I think, are about 30 miles outside of Shreveport. When I filled up yesterday, it said I had 279 miles of range, which I thought was a little high. Now it says I have 232.
I'm showing 261.
Dale and I stopped for a quick lunch in Monroe before he headed on north to Little Rock. I'm on my own, and I'm getting ready to cross the Mississippi River into Mississippi. Man, I forgot how long this bridge is and how big this river is.
Well, we just crossed the Mississippi River, and the next stop will be Jackson, Mississippi, where I'll be spending the night.
So I decided to spend my first night in Jackson, Mississippi at a Home to Suite hotel, which is one of the Hilton properties. And I think I stayed here once before, a couple of years ago, and honestly the hotel is not aging very well. First, I'm going to get the bike unpacked and take everything up to the room, and then there is a Japanese restaurant right across the street. I can walk to it basically from the hotel, and have some dinner. I found a good parking spot for the bike, put the half bike cover on. Now it's time to head up to the room, do a little editing, and then go to bed and get ready for day 2.
I got about, averaged about 43 miles to the gallon yesterday on this trip, so I'm okay with that. It is about 70 degrees right now, a little breezy, but not too bad. And it is, highway's in good shape, traffic, not terrible. I think once we get outside of Jackson, it'll probably ease up even a little more. We had a really nice ride yesterday, Dale and I. He rode with me from Dallas to Monroe, Louisiana. One thing that was interesting yesterday, I noticed I looked down at my left gold striped highway peg, and I noticed it was at an odd angle. And come to find out, the bolt that holds the foot peg or the footrest place had basically come loose, and enough so that the little foot peg had turned. Fortunately, I had an Allen wrench with me. I keep an Allen wrench on the bike, and I was able to tighten it up and get it back in working order. I'm going to have to put some Loctite or some more Loctite. I thought it came with Loctite, but it's definitely going to need Loctite to hold it in place. Also got to clean off my sunshade. I've got some bug guts on it. I'm going to pull it right here. So we're going to get back on Interstate 20 east. I've got 255 miles of range. I don't know if that's enough to get me to Gadsden or not. Guess we're going to find out.
The ride from Jackson to Gadsden, Alabama was a little over 400 miles. It was a pretty short day.
So just to prepare you for what's to come, I will be doing a video from Goldwings and Glizzies. I'll probably be doing a live for a period of time. I'll shoot some live video from there, so you might want to keep an eye on the channel for that. That will be on Saturday. I don't know what time yet, but it will be Saturday. And we'll do a little live thing. They've got tons of Honda Goldwings in stock. In fact, some people are already calling ahead to reserve a Goldwing. I think I saw Max McAllister's video yesterday. He said they've already sold all the gold ones, the 2025s. I know they have quite a few silver. Of course, they've got 2026s. If you're going to be getting a brand new Goldwing, make sure I'd call ahead, because they're going to be super slammed on Saturday. And they've only got so many salespeople, and I think there's going to be more people that are wanting to buy a bike than they're going to have salespeople to help. So I would call ahead now and have them hold one for you. And I think you have to actually take delivery there on Saturday to get any deals they're going to be offering. So
You might want to keep that in mind. If I haven't mentioned it recently, I'll mention it again right now. Man, I absolutely love this motorcycle. Honda did an incredible job on this, in my case, 2024 Honda Goldwing, but actually 2018 and up, and even more so with the 21 and up with that new trunk. That bigger trunk sure made my life a lot easier. I don't think I would never go back to a bike that had the smaller trunk. That larger trunk made the biggest difference of anything Honda's done on this motorcycle. I mean, I can take a road trip no problem for a week, and I can fit everything I need into the saddlebags in the trunk for me alone. So some of you are probably already aware of the problem with the new iPhone 17 or iPhone 17 Pro in my case, where with Apple CarPlay, if you're using a map program, and it doesn't matter if you're using Google Maps or Waze or Apple Maps, it distorts the screen. Now, it's not consistent. Sometimes, like right now, my screen is perfectly clear and normal. But most of the time, it will distort the screen. And it is apparently a bug in the iPhone 17 firmware, because it not only happens on the Honda Goldwing, it also happens on certain Mercedes models, and I've also read where some BMW models have the same problem. So it's not a vehicle issue, it is an Apple issue that, yes, it's been almost a year or more and they still haven't addressed it.
The rest of the ride into Gadsden, Alabama was actually pretty uneventful. Only took me maybe 4.5 hours total, and that's with stops for gas. So I was able to pull into a quick trip near the hotel, fill up with gas for tomorrow morning, and then head over to my Holiday Inn Express for the night. And that ends day 2 of my ride to Goldwings and Glizzies.